जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्तकाचार्य स्तोत्र सस्य श्रीमदाभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON BBT फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवर्तकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत् श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की संवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाददायिने प्रहलाद लाददायिने हिरण्यकशिपूरभक्षः हिरण्यकशिपूरभक्षः शिलाटंकारनकालाये शिलाटंकारनकालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बाहिर नरसिंहा हृदय नरसिंहा बाहिर नरसिंहा हृदय नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनोवृंगां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे करकमलवरे नाकाम् जयो केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जयो नरसिंहदेव 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 जयो नरसिंहदेव जयो नरहरि 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 जयो नरहरि जयो प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जयो प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद भक्तिविनाश शंकर सिंह देव भगवान की भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की Hare Krishna. We request all the devotees to be kindly be seated in the hall. We are shortly going to start with Bhagavad Gita class. हरे कृष्णा. सारे भक्तों से अनुवेदन है कि कृपा करके हॉल में बैठे रहें ताकि अभी हम भगवद गीता क्लास शुरू कर रहे हैं.
तीसरा रहने F8 F7 बंद कर. बजाओ. आप बजाएंगे? हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So regularly every Sunday we have evening session on Bhagavad Gita. So today as usual we are going to have a discussion on one verse of Bhagavad Gita, and that verse is 3rd chapter 25th verse. So we'll do some kirtan little bit, and then we offer our pranams to the Guru Maharaj, and then we'll have a session. And at the end, we'll have some question answers. In case any one of you have questions, you can ask, and we'll have discussion on that. Is that okay? So you can put your mobile on silent mode so that we do not get any disturbance. And those who want to be seated can only be seated, others can move out without creating any disturbance. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी 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 यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे गोपीनाथ राधा जय श्री गोपाल श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल जय श्री गोपाल जय श्री जय गौरानिताय Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya. O Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, 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 Srila. O Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari. So reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3rd, chapter entitled Karma Yoga, verse number 25. Saktaha karmani avidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvams tatha saktas chikirshu loka sangraham. So this is the verse, Sanskrit verse. I'll repeat once again. Saktaha karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvams tatha saktas chikirshu loka sangraham. So the word to word meaning is like this. Saktaha means being attached. Karmani, that means in prescribed duties. Avidvamsaha, the ignorant. Yatha, as much as. Kurvanti, they do. Bharata, O descendant of Bharat. Kuryat, must do. Vidvan, the learned. Tatha, thus. Asaktaha, without attachment. Chikirshu, desiring to lead. Loka sangraham, the people in general. The translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path. I repeat, as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path. Purport: a person in Krishna consciousness and a person not in Krishna consciousness are differentiated by different desires. A Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not conducive to development of Krishna consciousness. He may even act exactly like the ignorant person who is too much attached to material activities. But one is engaged in such activities for the satisfaction of his sense gratification, whereas other is engaged for the satisfaction of Krishna. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is required to show the people how to act and how to engage in the result of action for the purpose of Krishna consciousness. So we'll recite some prayers to our spiritual master and Krishna before we start our discussion. So those who know may sing with me those prayers. Others can just hear. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamishcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatambitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Madamashya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So very happy to be amongst you, reading Bhagavad Gita and having a small discussion on this topic. So today the discussion is on the 25th verse. The translation of the verse goes like this: as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to result, the learned may similarly act but without attachment for the sake of leading people on the right path. So you see, there are three parts in this. First part is Saktaha Karmani Avidvamso Yatha Kurvanti Bharata. Just like a Saktaha. Saktaha means asakt. Asakta means attached person. So Saktahat Karmani, in prescribed duties. Avidvamso, the ignorant person. Yatha. Yatha, wherever the yatha comes, yatha means jis prakar, as. Then there will be tatha. In that way will come. So as an ignorant person who is attached to a prescribed, and he performs the prescribed duties, yatha kurvanti, one who does. O Bharata. So here the Arjuna is described by the name Bharata. So why Bharat is used? There are so many names of Arjuna. He is also known as Partha, the son of Pritha, Kunti. So why Bharat specifically? So we'll discuss on that also. So in the first two lines, so Sakta Karmani Avidvam. So just like a Avidvam, so ignorant person who is attached to a prescribed duty and he does that duties, Kuryat, you should do, must do. Kuryat, Vidvams. Vidvans means one, the opposite of ignorant. The learned man, you should do. Tatha, in that way. In what way? Just like that ignorant is doing the prescribed duties, you should also do. Who? The learned man should do. Asaktaha. Asaktaha means unattached. So a learned person should do the similar activity but in a unattached way. Chikirshur log sangramham. Chikirshur, for what purpose? Desiring what? Loka sangraham. Loka sangram means for the people in general. So Chikirshu, desiring to lead the people in general. So in the previous shloka it is mentioned that whatever a great people do, the normal people they follow. Just like after few years ago, people were not keeping the beard. But I don't know, last few years people are keeping the beard. It's a fashion. Maybe Virat Kohli is involved in that. He started keeping. Modi ji is involved. He's also having. So the great people, when they have, so common people, they feel, yeah, it's okay. What's wrong? It's just one example. There may be many, right? Like you see the celebrities, they wear certain kind of dress. You know, earlier in the movies, they were like this and then like this. I don't know what kind of dress. Yeah, one example, I miss, it's about the women. I hope they don't offend. But the dress, the leggings, it was short. Now it has become short. Earlier it was full cover and it has become short. To me, it looks like a Muslim people, we are little shorter. But that's the fashion which is going on. Means I just start some Mataji. Why it has decreased? No, that's the fashion. I said, oh, this is the fashion. But that's it is. So anyway, maybe some celebrity has done. So whatever, the people they do, some celebrity or somebody who's learned, the common people follow. That's the trend, Like Prayagraj. Many people, they want to go. I heard some 7 crores of people went to Prayagraj. If you ask them for what they went. But everywhere in the news and the media, it's like going to Prayagraj. There is so much of news given about Prayagraj. So everybody felt that, in 144 years, we are getting the chance to go to Prayagraj and take a dip in the holy river. So maybe I should also go. A lot of advertisement and crores of rupees were spent by the government. Of course, the leftists or the opponents, they were telling, this much money you are spending, you should have given to the poor people. They have all the reasons to oppose, But of course, these people are smarter. They said that the economy develops and the kind of opportunity it created, the revenue it generated for the people and all, that is much more higher, which is a fact. But actually, the people got involved in coming in contact with the saints over there. It's the assembly of saints, right? People, they come over there. And they got to associate with the Mother Ganga also. She's very purifying. She's coming directly from the lotus feet of Krishna. That's why she has got that ability to purify. So many people went, they took a deep, they got purified. So point is, as the great people they do, the common people they follow. That's the trend. So therefore the responsibility of a great people is, they should do the things mindfully. Thinking what would be the sociological effect, consequence of their activity on the people in general. It may be right thing for them to do at that moment, but what is the consequence? That they should know. So anyway, that is the third part. That anasakta person, he should do that activity without attachment. But for what sake? For leading to the people in general. For leading people in general. So that's the third point. Okay, let's discuss on the first part. Saktaha karmani avidvamso. Now you see, Krishna uses the word for saktaha, means those who are attached. And this saktaha is a plural form. It's not a singular. Saktaha means those who are attached. You see, means many people are attached. And then when he uses the word for the learned, vidvams, tatha asaktas. To the learned person similarly. So you see, he used the singular word. The learned person similarly should do the work, but without attached. So you see, you can see that difference. So why that difference? Why is the plural form for the asakta? Because there are many people, general people, they just follow the trend. Just like the ship, First ship jumps, another ship also jumps. God knows why, but they all jump. So the people in general, they follow the trend. They just follow the trend. Just like in childhood, we joined KG1, KG2, lower KG, upper KG, then 10th class, and then everyone was doing B or maybe MBBS. We just got in that mentality. We also did. God knows why. Means everybody is doing. And then after doing that BTech, MTech, and then, do a job. Why? Everybody is doing. And then marry, and then that's the life. Everybody is doing. So people generally follow. Nothing wrong in that. But what life is exactly about? That nobody tells. That nobody tells. When I was small in the school, I saw one day one of my friend did not come. So I asked, what happened? Means they made the announcement, oh, this person lost his father or mother. And I felt, my God, I cannot think of living without father and mother. So I asked my mother, what is this? What happens? Death. Means what happens? They are gone? And she said, no, don't say like this. And there the point was cut. We don't know what is death about, what happens after the death. You see the big educated people. See, here the learned people is used, not educated people. So it's not like the education, those who are like PhD or post-graduation. They may be educated, but they are not learned. So what is real education? One should know what is spirit, what is soul, and the difference between the two. What is the nature, what is the spirit, or connection with the nature? That makes one learned. But nobody discusses about it. In school, college, and India is now considered a secular country, and when you talk about death, the religion, not religion, about any of the philosophical topic about dharma, people say, oh, that's like a religious, you cannot talk, you cannot discuss. Such thing they have put bombarded in our mind. But we are very fortunate in this temple. Every day there is a discussion on these topics. Morning Srimad Bhagavatam, and on Sundays in the evening, Bhagavad Gita. And apart from this, every day, somewhere or other, in this entire Mumbai city, at many places, there is this discussion going on such topic, about life, about the great souls, how they led such life, what difficulties they went through, how they came out of it. So such discussions happen. And one such discussion, it can change our life. It will give us such a nice perspective about life, the path, that one can then lead that path, lead that life happily. Because all the questions were answered. And answered by whom? Krishna. Nobody else. Only Krishna can answer, because he is the creator. He knows how to. Who can tell about this mobile phone? The one who has made it. He comes up with a manual. So similarly, who is the creator? Krishna is the creator. Okay, you may call Lord, God, until you do not believe Krishna. But some God, some creator. So he is the perfect person who can tell about how this world works. So he is telling in Gita. Gita has never been proved false or wrong, any verse. So we are discussing from Gita. He is telling these people who are asakta, attached to the prescribed duties, they are ignorant, avidvamsa. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gopal Ji Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai Bhagwan ki jai. So he is calling those people ignorant. Saktaha karmani avidvamso yata kurvanti bharata. So Bharata comes with the two words bha and rata. So bha means the light of knowledge. And rata means one who is attached to the light of knowledge. So though Arjuna comes in the dynasty of Bharat Maharaj, who is a son of Shakuntala, but still here, the another meaning, Bharat has got many meanings. So one of the meaning which we can take here is Bharata, attached to the light of knowledge. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that you are attached to the light of knowledge. Therefore, you are not avidvamsa, you are not ignorant. And then next verse, next line he mentions, Kuryad vidvams tatha saktas. Kuryad, you should do. Vidvams, a learned man, a learned should do. Tatha, similarly. Anasakta, without attachment. So just like a ignorant man does the prescribed duties. Okay, now when we say the prescribed duties, what is that prescribed duty? That may be the question, na? We have not spoken about it. What is the prescribed duties? Means that which is prescribed. Just like a doctor prescribes something, doctor gives prescription, isn't it? And the patient follows. So similarly, when we are talking about the ignorant, who is following the prescribed duties. He's following something, right? And still he's ignorant. So what is that prescribed duties about? So Bhagavad Gita or any scriptures, the Vedas is very big. Vedas, Puranas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, right? So there's so many things mentioned in those Vedas. So those are the prescribed duties. So Veda mentioned, do this, do that. If you do this, you will get this. Right? Some people keep Somvar. 6 Somvar rakhenge to ye milega. Right? This Devi ki stuti karenge to ye prapt hoga. Right? We hear? If somebody does this yagya, then this will come out. You will get this fall, this result. So like this, so many prescribed duties are mentioned in the Vedas. Just like if I ask, why do the people get married? You see, in all religion there is a marriage. Isn't it? People get married, na? Why to get married? If you want to stay, a boy and girl wants to stay, stay like this. Why to get married? But no, marriage is the culture, prescribed duty. What is it? As mentioned, one should stay. One should get pani grahan karke, get married and stay together for higher cause. So it's mentioned in the scripture. So these are all the prescribed duties. So one who is in, say, a female or a wife, some prescribed duties for her to take care of her home, to take care of children, right? Cooking, so many prescribed duties. Similarly for husband, protecting, taking care of wife, children, helping in homely activities, so many things are mentioned. For student, for children, towards their father, mother, for father and mother towards their children, towards our society, towards our nation. So these are prescribed duties. Now where it is mentioned? In the scriptures. So scriptures mention those. So those who follow those prescribed duties, Krishna is telling them ignorant. Why? Because scriptures 97% tells us that if you follow this, you will get this. You will go to Swarga Loka. If you do this, you will go to Narak Loka. Like this, 97% it is filled with such words. Ya imam pushpitam vacha pravadanti. Pushpitam vacha means flowery words. Anyone gets attracted to it. If somebody tells you, if you do this, you will get this. Immediately we get attracted. Why? Because our mind is filled with sense objects. Our mind is naturally filled with sense object. It's quite natural. Though that is not our constitutional position. But still our mind, it naturally goes towards sense gratification. That's how it is. So to such people, if they are not spoken like this, that do this, you will get this, they will not get attracted only to the Vedas. So Krishna purposely filled these Vedas with all these wordings. Why? So that people go and approach Vedas. They follow Veda and they get what they do. They perform prescribed duty and they get. They can go to Swargloka, they can enjoy. But they are called ignorant. Why? Because you go to Swarg, you have to come back once you enjoy. Just like if somebody earns a lot, then they have a trend, you go to a foreign trip once in a year, 2 in a year. There's a trend. People go, ghumne ke liye. Normal family also goes to some city. So that's the trend. But then what they do? After going there, do they settle there? No, they can't settle. Because they don't have that much punya karma or money. They have to come back. So similarly, one who goes to Swargloka, they come back once their punya is over, depleted. Just like if somebody goes to US, enjoys there. There's no enjoyment actually. It's very... So, but they come back once their money is finished. So similarly, people who go to Swargloka, they have to come back. And for sins, they have to go to Narak Loka. From there also they have to come back. Why? Because Krishna gives chance to everyone to come back where? In this Prithvi Loka, in this earthly planet. That's the only planet where people can, it's like a crossroads. You can do punya, pap, go to Swarg, Narak, Punarati Jananam, Punarati Maranam, Punarati Janani, Jatare Shayanam, and come back. And another road leads to, we can perform bhakti, pure devotional service to Lord Krishna, to Supreme Lord, and then get out of this cycle. Which cycle? Birth, old age, disease and death. Never to come back in this world. Means no pap, no punya. Such people are called learned. So when Krishna is telling, those who are ignorant, they are attached to these prescribed duties, which is filled with, the Vedas is filled with prescribed duties. So they are attached. Oh, I do this, I'll get this. I will enjoy. Mindset is, I will enjoy. See, whole world is filled with that. Everyone is working, going here and there, thinking, I will get something. See, I will get it. And somebody may say, no, I am working because for my family, na? But then, my family, na? It's my. Seeing my children, my wife happy, or having nice clothes, comforts, who gets happiness? They get. But then seeing them happy, who gets happiness? It's me. Otherwise, there will be no fight. If the wife fights, does not cook nicely, says anything, there should not be a fight. Because somebody hurts, then comes the real knowledge. How dare you do that? But if you are really loving somebody selflessly, there should be no complaints. Because we love that person. Real love means there is no condition. I love you just because you love me. That's the condition. If you don't love me, then I don't love you. Or then who will love first? See? But when the love comes in the picture, the real love means there is no condition. Whether you hurt me, whether you beat me, whatever you do. And actually, the marriage ties is such. It should be such. Just to serve, do our prescribed duty. What is my service? I see that. Not like what that person should do. But then entire, it's so developed that, okay, what I get from that person. I know, बोलते ना मैच लाते हैं तो okay, बताओ उसका portfolio बताओ क्या है, कितना salary है, कैसी है, and all this thing. Means what I get. Then how it can be a love? So the real love can only, in this world, love cannot exist. Why? Because what we are longing for is such love that a normal human being can't provide in this world. Because they themselves are hankering. How can a person love somebody if they themselves are vacant in the heart? They are looking for life, they are looking for love and frustrated. How can that person provide love? Love can only be provided by somebody who is filled with love. And when that person is filled with love, then that person has all good characters. Tolerant, humility, all such good characters are there. Can't be disturbed. And that person can really serve and maintain relationships. Otherwise, fight is like left, right and center. Everywhere we see that. So if you want to develop that love, even for the human being, is very difficult. Why? Because we expect something. No? When we do something, we expect some reciprocation. And people can't reciprocate. So who can reciprocate? Supreme Lord can reciprocate. Only Krishna, Supreme Lord, can reciprocate the kind of love that we want. So I am not telling to ditch our family members. Why? Because they don't have capacity to love that Krishna has. No. In fact, if you want to develop love with Krishna, then we have to do our responsibility, fulfill our responsibility towards our family member. Why? Because Krishna has given them. Right? We get married to somebody or we get particular child. You know. So who is giving that? How that person came in our life? There are so many women or so many men. How come that person only came in our life? Who decides? So Krishna gave us. So if you want to develop our relationship with Krishna, then Krishna instruct, take care of your responsibilities, prescribed duties towards your family members. So if we neglect our family members, how can we show our love to Krishna? But in taking care of family members, we get so absorbed that we forget Krishna. Then it's like we are attached to our family members. We are trying to derive happiness and kind of exploit them for our happiness. But actually, we just have to see how we can serve them. If you look in that way, what is my responsibility? What is my responsibility at this point of time? How can I serve? Then there will be no distress. Because there is no expectation. So that can only happen if we develop that love connection with Krishna first, and then look everything from that point of view. That yes, Krishna will be pleased with this. So kuryat vidvams tatha asakta, without attached, person is not attached. And he does, Prabhupada mentions, he does it for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna will get pleased by that. Then there will be no difficulty, no trouble actually. Circumstances may be bad. There will be the people at home may speak anything, they behave like anything. So, dukh to rahega in everyone's life. It cannot be like those who one becomes devotee, start chanting, means it will be like a good situation. No. This world is designed in such a way that there will be unhappiness, there will be distress, there will be pains, there will be suffering. There is no single home where this thing cannot be found. So in the life of devotees also such circumstances will come. But then happiness is a state of mind. If one becomes unaffected by that, if one is unattached by that, then it's unaffected, no? If one is unattached, then one is unaffected. Just like if something is broken, if this thing is broken and it belongs to me, then I'll be affected most. Or if it is broken, nothing will happen to you. Why? Because it does not belong to you. But whomever it belongs to, he'll be affected. Why? Because attachment. I consider it to be mine. So if you're attached to anything, any person, anything, any situation, and when there is a change in the situation or change in the behavior of a person, or that person ditches us, anything may happen, right? That's not in our control. Then unhappiness, distress. But if we are not attached, then whatever things may happen, we will feel pain, but then we will not lose our control. Right? If we have something and it is lost, and if that is helpful in our service, we get affected, right? But then we don't crib on that, losing that. Why? Because it's anyhow going to be lost one day. It's a temporary thing. So in third line, Krishna is telling, just like these asakta people who do prescribed duties, desiring something, material, sense gratification, that's why Prabhupada is using that, Krishna is using avidvamso. Kurya, Krishna is telling do, kurya. Who? Vidvams, learned person should do. Anasakta, without attached. Now why it is telling they should do the work? Why? Because somebody is unattached. They may think that, oh, if I don't have to depend on the result, then why should I put efforts in doing those activities? Why should I put my efforts if I am not attached to the result? Whatever comes, I am happy with. Like if a student thinks, कि कितना भी marks मिलेगा, it's up to God.
I should not be attached. Then why should he study then? You see? So somebody who thinks that, ठीक है, whatever, however I'm just working from this time to whatever amount I get, I'm happy with that. I don't want to put more efforts. That mindset may come in. Therefore, Krishna is using kuryad, do. It's like instructing. In the first line, he did not instruct. To ignorant person, he's not instructing, Hare Baba, don't do it. But he's telling to the ignorant person, saktaha karmani. In activities, karmani, sakta, attached. Yatha kurvanti, the attached person do. Just like that, you should do kuryad, vidvams, a learned person, but anasakta, unattached. So one instruction you should do. Second is, but be detached, not attached. And then, chikirshu loka sangraha, to lead a proper example, because people are going to follow. If one is a leader, people are going to follow. You see, you come to the temple, you expect certain behavior from a brahmachari, right? Isn't it? So it becomes our responsibility to behave properly. Why? Because people are observing. So I'm not telling that just because people are observing we should behave. No. We are supposed to behave as per the prescribed what Shastra says. And then general people also, they are seeing. So like just like, with the friends you do some time pass or, like, Arey, masti thoda karta hai na? Anything wrong with that? Nothing, na? But suppose we do in front of everyone, then what will people think? Arey, people should be sober, like a saintly person should be sober, na? Like, when I initially got connected with the ISKCON devotees, I had such mindset that saint means calm, quiet, undisturbed. And I would do yogasana, meditation a lot. And when I came in touch with the devotees, and they would mention about scriptures and very philosophical point, I liked it. But one thing I did not like was, they would do a lot of masti. Masti means, like dance and ecstasy and prasad. They're like, like a person who is attached. अरे प्रसाद खाएंगे हम, अरे मस्ती करेंगे, मजा करेंगे. बोले यार, you are not supposed to do maja and masti. So I would get disturbed by that. How can a devotees like enjoy kind of thing? They should be calm, quiet and sober. But Krishna consciousness has so many rasa. Krishna is like bhakti rasamrit sindhu, the ocean of rasa. You can relate with Krishna in any way. If somebody likes to fight, then Krishna will help them. Just like Bhishma Pitama, he wanted to see Krishna in a fighting spirit. So he was in opposite party. He was a devotee, pure devotee of Lord. He went in opposite party. Why? Because he had that rasa. He wanted to see Krishna in that blood and running behind him with a weapon. So Krishna said, I will not lift the weapon. But Bhishma Pitama, then what is the fun? I want to see you in a fighting spirit, so I'll make him lift the weapon. So, it's a challenge between Krishna, God and his devotee. I'll make him lift the weapon. And Krishna promised, I will not lift. But the devotee is telling, I will make him lift the weapon. And he's in opposite party. And who won? Bhishma won. Why? Because it's Krishna's devotee. So Krishna is telling, hell with my promise. I want to make my devotees happy. So he lifted the weapon. And when he lifted the weapon, and then Bhishma Pitama, wow, he welcomed Krishna. That weapon he was welcoming. Yes, this is what, I met Krishna. And then he's telling, oh wow, see, he lifted the weapon for whom? To save Arjuna. He's another devotee. See the beauty. Arjuna was behind Krishna and he's holding the legs. Krishna, don't break your promise. He's worried about Krishna's promise. And he could not see the front of Krishna with the blood, which with the hit by the Bhishma Pitama. And Bhishma Pitama is seeing that blood, and which he wanted to, because he had that fighting rasa. So there are various rasas one can reciprocate with Krishna. So bhakti is filled with rasa. So one cannot say that, oh, I don't like, so means everybody should be like this. No. And now I enjoy dancing like anything. The kirtan goes on, you just have to dance like anything. So I love that. And when it comes to chanting, I just love to be silently sitting with the devotees and chanting, undisturbed. So there is a time for everything, activity for anything, whatever one likes, do it. Keeping Krishna in the center. So anything can be done. Whatever we like, we can do it in keeping Krishna in the center. If somebody likes eating food, some is foodie. Yes, eat food. No, not eat food, sorry, that's not the word. Honor food, no, honor prasad. Why? Because if somebody is foodie, somebody likes to cook. Cook for Krishna. As if we are cooking it for Krishna. And then offer it to the Lord, the bhoga. See, before offering to the Lord, it is a bhoga, we say bhoga. Bhagwan ko bhog lagana hai. And once that bhoga is given, offered to the Lord, then what happens? After Lord honors it, accepts it, it becomes prasad. Prasad, that's a mercy. Bhoga means bhoktaram yagya tapasam. Bhogne wala, bhogne ka hai. Enjoyer. So who is the enjoyer? Only one person. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarva loka Maheshwaram. Surita sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shantim richati. There is only one enjoyer. If you understand this fact that Krishna is the only enjoyer, does that mean that we are not supposed to enjoy? No, that's not the point. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So we have all the qualities of Krishna. Therefore, we also have this enjoying tendency. That's why we want to enjoy. But what? Enjoy what? Enjoy certain things, certain situations, certain people who are all don't have capacity to fulfill our desires or demand. Only Krishna can fulfill. So we want to enjoy, enjoy with Krishna. But how can that enjoyment come? Enjoyment actually comes, happiness or enjoyment comes by serving. You see the mother, whenever I go home now, I have a tough time. She will tell me many times, "Are ye kha le, are wo kha le." I said, "Oh, come on." And I would see that everyone is eating and she will not eat till end. When everybody has finished eating, only then she will eat. And she is happy, she feels so much happiness in serving. So in serving our loved ones, one feels happiness. So happiness actually comes by serving, not by enjoying. So Krishna is the Bhoktaram. Does that mean he likes to enjoy? He is Bhoktaram, but he also takes the role of servant, serving. You see to Arjuna, what role he played with Arjuna? In Mahabharata war, such a big war, what is the role Krishna took? Chariot driver. But driver, even in a Mercedes, a big man's driver, like Arjuna is a big man, big shot. So if somebody is big shot and car is also very nice and you be a driver, such a nice cozy place, na? You sit and drive. But no, when Krishna was a driver in that Mahabharata Yuddha, there was a lot of sound, horses, elephants. So there you don't have some AC situation. And Arjuna would not sit left, right. Who will hear in such a sound? So how do they give the direction left, right? By kicking. If the kick on the left means where you have to turn? Chariot towards left. So see the chariot driver's role. He has to accept the kicks. And Krishna is happily taking that role. Because that gives him happiness in serving. So though he is Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam, but real happiness comes by serving. That's why Krishna is competing with his devotees to serve, and devotees are competing to serve. So if we understand this mindset, then one will not really try to enjoy in this world. Why? Because that's not our position. Our constitutional position is to serve only. See, we are all spirit soul, right? We are all spirit soul. What is our constitutional position? What is our dharma? Dharma means constitutional position. The intrinsic nature of anything. Just like, what is the intrinsic nature of sugar? You cannot change that. That's intrinsic in that. What is that? Which you cannot change in sugar? Sweetness. Similarly, we are the spirit soul. Our constitutional position, intrinsic nature is to serve. If we just understand it, it's just to serve Krishna. Jivera Swarup hoye Nityera Krishna Das. See, scripture says this. Just serving Supreme Lord. And when you say Supreme Lord, all are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. We all are part and parcel of Supreme Lord. So we are all connected to Supreme Lord. Just like in a home, brother, sister, they are connected to one family, one parent. Therefore they serve each other. Mera bhai, meri behan. Why? Because same parent, na? And then another, then cousins they become. Right? So when they have family get together, they are together. And when there is a nuclear family, my father, my mother, right? So something to hold on together. So we are actually together. Why? Because we have the same father, Krishna. So how can I betray you or hurt you? I can't. My father will not be pleased. Krishna will not be pleased. Maybe of any religion. Hindu, Muslim, does not matter. That's the name given. But we are spirit soul. Maybe Hindu, Muslim, we are spirit soul. So if we serve all living entities and help them to connect with Krishna, then it's a spiritual world. But this is Kali Yuga. That's not going to happen. Kali Yuga is a place of quarrel and hypocrisy. So we'll find people who are trying to enjoy, want to control. That's why Krishna is telling, avidvams, they are attached. All my family, my this, all this is going to happen. That's natural in Kali Yuga. But then we protect ourselves. At least when we come to know, we see to it that we develop our connection with Krishna. And the best way to connect with Krishna is, in this age, is by chanting His holy name. Because if we take the name of any person, he feels happy, na? That's natural. If somebody takes our name, remembers, talks nice about that person, anybody will feel nice. So we don't have to struggle to talk nicely about Krishna, because Krishna is nice already. He's the sweetest of all persons. He's the most beautiful. That's why he's Bhagavan. All beauty, all fame, all wisdom, all renunciation, Krishna has got. And that's why he comes and does his lila, so that we can read, we can discuss. If somebody tells us to discuss about any one person, how much we can discuss? But here for ages, devotees are discussing about Krishna, what he spoke. See, today one verse we are discussing. Only one verse. 700 verses of Gita, we are discussing on one verse. And our time is up, 8:30, 7:30 to 8:30. But so much we can discuss. And after hearing, we get knowledge. We get knowledge. We get appreciation for Krishna. We get connection with Krishna. We can then meditate upon Krishna after going from here. Oh, what I've spoken. Really, I am spirit soul. Actually, to serve Krishna is my constitutional position, my dharma. And how can I do that? By chanting His holy names. And Krishna Himself came in this age and said that you can chant Krishna. There are many names of Krishna. So you can chant this mantra, Mahamantra, which Krishna has given. We'll chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How it will work, how it will affect us, that you yourself can see. For that, first take that. If we chant regularly, in the best time, just like a boy and a girl, they meet, at proper time. So similarly with Krishna, when we want to chant at best time, when there's nobody to disturb us. Chant nicely, Krishna will reciprocate. He will reciprocate. Seeing Krishna does not mean by seeing by eyes. Right? Experiencing Krishna. If you love somebody, you just keep seeing that person? No. We talk with that person. We embrace that person. You experience that person. So similarly, when we want to see Krishna, don't try to see Krishna. Experience. That can be done by chanting initially. And there are so many ways we can experience Krishna. We can serve. We can communicate like this in the satsang. We can experience Krishna. Wherever there is a talk about Krishna, Krishna is there. He's there. So that's the experience. Now you could have heard this in the online session, like in the YouTube or something. Maybe it will go in the online also. But then that experience coming together, sitting in this hall and then hearing it, that's a different experience. So I invite you all for such experiences regularly. Every Sunday we have Bhagavad Gita classes and morning we have Bhagavatam classes. Sorry, I did not leave any time for question answers. And our singer is there. Anyway, 1 or 2 questions I can take. Yes, Mataji. At the end, oh, if we serve our family and don't serve Krishna, happy. Continuation. Surrounding. Yeah, good question, How can, like when we come to temple, when we are sitting here, did anybody think something else? You see, nothing, right? We were discussing on this topic, right? Everybody was absorbed. Now, how can we take that absorption or remembrance of Krishna continuously, spontaneously? That's why the bhakti, now what we are doing is a sadhana bhakti. We are inviting you to come the temple once in like week or every day, like for 1 hour. But then how to continue with that absorption throughout? So it takes baby step. Step by step it will happen. We start initially coming to the temple, get that experience, and then try to increase. Initially we come for once in a week, then twice in a week. Like this we increase. There are devotees who come every day, every morning. So we increase that. And then we just long to be in temple. But then we have family duties to perform, right? So we are there but thinking about Krishna, about devotees, temple. Just like you see, those who are in love, a boy and a girl in love, they met and then they leave. And then they go home. But they are thinking about what? Each other. You see? They are thinking, oh, when I will get there, they long to meet. So similarly, we may be at home doing our daily chores, but then our longing is, oh, I want to go with the devotees, hear, chant, read, I want to hear katha. You see? Or they may hear, they may put some lecture on, and they may cook along with that. So always absorbed. So in that way, spontaneously, then it will happen. It will happen for sure. We just have to start. Somewhere we have to start. That's the sadhana bhakti. Regularly. That's why Prabhupada said, chant prescribed numbers of round. Right? We start 1, 2, 3, but whatever. Chant. Fix the round. Do it. Try to increase. It will happen. Surely it will happen. Good. Nice question. Thank you. Yes. Take mic.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, like Arjun, after surrendering to the Krishna, still he had some doubts, like why should I do this? Still he used to ask question. Then Krishna saying that what is this kind of surrender? Surrender means complete surrender, right? So in this age of Kali Yuga, if I want to surrender, so what is complete surrender? Just if you could elaborate a bit in that.
So actually, Arjuna was a surrendered soul to Krishna. It is not that he was not surrendered on the battlefield and he had so many doubts and he was asking questions. No, Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. He is a surrendered soul. That's why Krishna spoke to him in the battlefield. How do we know that? You know, before, when Krishna said that, I will not, those who are coming, so every king were on some part. Krishna said, I will not lift a weapon. If somebody takes me on his side, I will not lift a weapon. I will not fight for him. And then my Sena is there, Narayani Sena. You can take that. They will fight. So Duryodhan took that and Arjuna took whom? Krishna. That means he surrendered. He wanted only Krishna. Right? So he was surrendered. Okay, so that's one part. Now, because he was surrendered, initially he did not wanted to fight. Because he was showing some asakti to his people. Right? So he's telling how the asakti, we are asakt. So he's teaching us actually. You know, through his questions we get answered. That we are asakt, that's why. And then how we can surrender to Lord. That's now another question, right? How we can surrender. So just like Arjuna, he showed by his example that in day-to-day activity, he got attached to his family member. He had so many doubts. So similarly, we also so many doubts and we get attached naturally. But what he did, at the end, he surrendered to Krishna. And he said that Na chevam means nobody can solve this, my doubts. Madhusudana, only you can. And I fall at your feet. Shishyaste am shadi mam tvam prapannam. I have surrendered to you, only you give me the knowledge. Arjuna takes shelter of Krishna. And then Krishna starts instructing. That's how from 2nd chapter, 11th verse, Krishna then tells him. He gives him knowledge. So similarly, with all this doubt that we have, if we take shelter of Krishna, so how do we take shelter? We don't have direct connection with Krishna, right? But then those who have connection with the Krishna, we can take shelter of those. So the devotees of Lord, they have experienced Krishna to whatever extent. So we can take help of them. So sadhus, then Shastra, and then our spiritual master. But initially we do not know who is spiritual master, right? So from whomever we take knowledge, you know. So we take Siksha, and then there are saints, means those who, saint does not mean by cloth you recognize. Saint means who are practicing devotional service, like chanting regularly, hearing scriptures. So in whatever dress they may be. If you come to the temple, you'll see many saints who are practicing, right? So associating with the saintly people, and then reading Bhagavad Gita, and understanding how the previous acharyas, the saintly people, how they have followed. And anybody will tell you, you start with chanting. That's the direct experience of Krishna.
Sometimes, you know, Prabhuji, we get everything. We get association of yours. We get yatras of yours. We regularly chant also. But sometimes that ego does not die. Ego want, you know, so ego in a different way comes up that, you know, you got everything. Still I show ego. See, I have a Krishna. I have a association of devotees. I have a ego of Prabhupada. I have a ego of Krishna. I have a ego of this. So why this come after we have all this association sometimes?
Wow, that's a good ego. किसका बंदे हैं हम? भगवान कृष्ण के. I have got Krishna. That's a good ego. You see, initially we don't even believe. God है क्या? Who is Krishna? Krishna कैसे God है? But now, I am Krishna's devotee. You see, I have connection with devotees. Yeah, but then that should not lead us to offend somebody who do not have that. That care should be there. Because if you have that pride, that's a good pride compared to what situation we came up. But that pride should not hurt us and seeing lowly to the people who have not got Krishna, who have not taken shelter of Krishna. So that's the danger. So we need to take care of that also. Thank you. So we stop here and we meet regularly every Sunday for Bhagavad Gita sessions, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki